Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Janiyah Wheeler and thank you all for tuning in. For today's video, we're going to be discussing ways that you can take care of yourself before you can take care of anyone else. I've discussed this in many parts of my videos. You can't pour out if you're not being poured into, and I truly believe in taking care of yourself first before you can take care of anyone else, if that includes family members, your spouse, your children. I mean, you have to have some type of self-love and some type of self-care in order to take care of anyone else. So we're going to talk about these tips and these advice on doing so. So without further ado, let's get right into the video, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. So tip number one is to read the Bible and understand who you are and whose you are. I know I talk about God on this channel. I'm a big believer. I'm a Christian. So that's who we are going to be talking about. So I truly believe in just reading the Bible and understanding and letting God give you that understanding on who you are and whose you are. I know we often live in a world where we just say things, but we don't believe it. So you may say, I'm beautiful, I'm powerful, I'm worthy. But if you don't believe it, they're just, wasted words at the end of the day. So you have to keep saying it more and more and more. I know we live in a world where we just, we're big on affirmations. We're big on talking to yourself positively. But at this end of the day, you also have to believe what you say. If you don't believe what you say, there's no point of saying it. I mean, I can say I'm rich and I'm wealthy, but if my mindset is poor and in poverty, then something has to be balanced. I was reading this book called Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, and he talks about when we say something, but our mind is saying something else, we're creating like a off balance in the quantum field. So when we say I am wealthy, our mindset has to think wealthy as well and believe that we are wealthy. And when everything is aligned, that's when things start working for you. So just don't start saying things, but your body and your mind is saying something else, because it's not effective for you. So if you say that you are who you are, believe who you are, who you are. That means saying it, and when you say it, closing your eyes and just envisioning that person that you are, envisioning that person that you want to become, and start being that person that you want to become. Then things will start to work for you, and then your words will become your actions, and your actions will become your being. Number two, plan specific days for just you. You days. I believe in you days. If that means on a Saturday morning, a Saturday evening, if that just means like date night with yourself, I mean, just plan things out just to take care of yourself. Whether that means getting your nails done, getting your hair done, waxing, whatever that may be. Do some type of self-care, because self-care is a form of self-love, which means take care of yourself, whether that may be getting a massage, physically, mentally, emotionally. Just set you days out. And below this is even if you have to wake up early in the morning, say you have a household to take care of, if you have to wake up early in the morning and sacrifice that time to spend time with God and yourself, then do so. I mean, just think of it. It's like if you just wake up and automatically you start checking emails, you start taking care of your husband, you start taking care of your children, and you don't spend that one-on-one time with yourself and God, that's just chaos. So take time to take care of yourself first in the morning. Like, give the first time of the day, whether that's 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 5 minutes. Wake up a little extra earlier to give God that time and yourself that time. And I know we might say, okay, I'm gonna do it at night, but let's be honest, after an 8-hour work day, after taking care of your children, after doing all these daily tasks you have to do, you are tired. I mean, I'm tired. I'm not even a mother or a wife yet, and I get tired, and I'm a student. So it's like, just imagine those long days where you have to take care of other people, how draining that may be to your well-being and yourself. So if you have to take care of you, maybe a Wednesday or maybe a time where you're off from work, take that time and dedicate it to yourself and dedicate it to God. The next tip is to get into a new skill or a hobby. I believe that we all have different gifts inside of us and different talents inside of us, but you won't know that it's there until you use it. So just ask God, like, God, what is my talent? What is my gift? And we also know that that's something that's done effortlessly and without thought, but you also have to put your hands to it. Like, I can't sit down on the couch for years and just be like, God, show me my gift, show me my talent, and I don't work, I don't use my hands. I'm just sitting on a couch waiting for everything to fall into place. Like, you're gonna have to do some type of work as well. Go learn how to, do tennis if you're interested in that. Learn how to paint if you're interested in that. And you might even realize that, whoa, I do this so effortlessly. This is my gift that was inside of me all these years, and I didn't even take the time and initiative to unlock that or pursue it. So you never know what you have inside of you until you try. Like for instance, YouTube. That was something that I used to do when I was younger. I used to take my phone and I used to set like little routines up and things like that, and I stopped doing it for a while. But I was like, maybe this is a secret thing that I love to speak, I love to give advice, I love to help other people. Maybe this is something inside of me it's done really effortlessly. I do it without thought, and I do it without strenuous work. You just plan your notes, pick up the camera and talk. It's natural to me. Some people have a struggle talking. Some people have a struggle for coming up with topics. Some people have a struggle with sitting in front of a camera for 20 minutes. I mean, this is something that comes natural to me, but I wouldn't have found out about it if I'd never picked up the camera. So certain things require you to pick something up or get into something new to learn new things about yourself. The next tip is to work out, exercise, take care of your temple, whether that may be jogging 1 mile a day, maybe that may be doing Peloton, going on the elliptical, doing these different types of things to help you get your body right. And that doesn't mean have crazy goals when it comes to your body. It comes to a point where you started working out because you had these different plans and goals for your body. But honestly, fitness becomes therapy. Like when you feel so full of energy, or when you feel so full of anger, when you feel so full of these different types of emotions, some people actually go to the gym to let it out. I know for me that used to be that when I used to feel some type of way, when I used to feel so under pressure, I would go to the gym and I would just work it out, and then I would feel better afterwards. And it's true. So if you have different plans and goals for your fitness journey, just keep doing it and be consistent. And then over time, you realize that fitness is actually just another form of therapy. And if you're not a big fitness person, start small. I mean, do some crunches, do 10 minutes here, do 10 minutes there. You don't have to go in doing crazy workouts just to say you worked out and you maintain your temple. So just try to get into it. Remember, mind over matter. Even if your body does not want to do it, force your body to do it. Your body is not your mind. Your mind is your mind. Your mind controls your body. Remember that. When people say, I don't feel like going to the gym, your body doesn't feel like going to the gym. But if you put your mind into it, you will go to that gym. So just work out, exercise, get into some type of physical training, physical fitness. And that could even be kickboxing or boxing, CrossFit. It doesn't have to be specifically going to a gym and lifting weights. There's different types of physical fitness that's also a form of therapy. The next step is to let God heal you. This part, we all have some type of hurt, some type of pain inside of us, whether that may be romantically, whether that may be parental, that may be friendship wise. We all have something inside of us that needs to be worked out. I'm a big believer in counseling and therapy. I truly believe in it, but I know that it can be costly. So at that point, just let God heal you. Let God work on you. Because if you ask God to show you yourself, oh, He will. He will show you yourself in other people. He'll show you yourself through the Word. He will show you yourself. You just have to have an open and willing heart to change and transform, and He will do it for you. But if you do want to go to therapy and just let someone walk you through it, talk it out, really express how you feel, then do so. I'm a big believer in counseling, like I said before, and I'm a big believer in therapy, and I truly believe it works if you allow it to. And I told my friend this the other day, I actually like how therapy and counseling is becoming more normalized in the Black community. I mean, it was definitely needed, and I'm so happy that celebrities and influencers are pushing it and encouraging it more, because we need it. We all need some type of counseling, and it doesn't need to be looked upon like, oh, you go to counseling, or oh, you go to therapy, you got problems. Like, yes, we all have issues, we all have problems, and I decided to go to someone to talk it out and for them to help me work through it so I can be my whole and best self. The next tip is to learn more about yourself. Now, this one requires you to have some quiet time with yourself. If you're constantly around people, you don't tend to think deeply about certain thoughts. I mean, sometimes you can, but I mean, just imagine if you're in a room full of people constantly. When is that time that you sit down and think about yourself? When is that time you sit down and think about, what do you want for life? When is that time that you sit down and think about, what are my visions for myself? What do I want my life to look like? Who do I want to be? Who do I want to become? You have to sit down and think about those things for yourself, and that requires some deep self-reflection and some deep quiet time. I know in my videos I talk about quiet time, self-reflection, because I honestly believe if you just take time to sit down with yourself, you will learn a lot about yourself, okay? Like, a lot about yourself. But when you're constantly running around with people and getting attached to all these different people, men, women, your family, I mean, when you're constantly around people, when is that time to recharge and just sit with yourself and just be so aware and be in tune with yourself and not other people. It's truly life-changing if you just try it, okay? If you try it, just do it and come back and tell me how it was, because honestly, it changes a lot just to sit down with yourself and be like, why do I act this way? Why do I lash out? Why do I get triggered easily? What triggers me? You'll answer a lot of questions. So the last tip is to distance yourself from people, whether that may be your family, your friends, a boyfriend, a girlfriend. If distance is needed, then allow it to happen. Something my counselor always tells me is, she's like, at the end of the day, you have to do things for yourself. And I know for some people, that may sound so selfish, but if you're constantly consumed in so many people's lives and so many people's mind and way of thinking, when will you honestly draw the line and be like, I gotta look out for myself. I got to take care of myself. I have to understand what I need and what I want. I'm honestly able to cultivate new relationships or maintain relationships properly. Because if you're not right, your relationships are not going to be right. Like your relationship is honestly a reflection of how you treat yourself. And I know a lot of people say this, the way people treat you is how you treat yourself. We teach people how to treat us, and that's honestly a true statement. I mean, if you don't even know how to treat yourself, if you don't know how to love yourself, how can someone else do that? How can someone else love you properly? How can someone else be there for you? And I don't mean romantically, friendship wise, you know, all these different types of relationships we have. I mean it all. And one of the things my counselor says that keeps sticking with me is when she says, at the end of the day, when you're home alone, 12 o'clock at night, in bed, thinking to yourself, crying, whatever you're doing, no one is there but you and God. And I feel like we attach ourselves to people so we don't have to sit down with ourselves. Because if we keep attaching ourselves to people, like I said before, when do we have time to find us, focus on us, figure out what we want, figure out what we need? And I just feel like if you have to distance yourself from people, even if it hurts for a few days, even if it hurts for a week or two, it might be the most necessary thing possible. I said this in my another video of mine probably like a year ago, but I was like, if you distance yourself from people, it may just be for a season or it may be forever. Some people are in your life for a season. Some people, you need that space. When I tell y'all, you need that space sometimes, and then when you come back, y'all both grew, y'all are both different, y'all are both more healthy, and you're able to cultivate a proper relationship. And you'll even like think to yourself, like, what was this? Like, we were on some other stuff back then, but we needed to distance ourselves. We needed to separate. We needed to grow. And now that we're back together, or now that we're rekindling this relationship, it's better than ever. And that concludes the end of this video. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe again, and see you all in my next video. If you have any questions, go to the comment section or email me and let me know what your questions are, and I will gladly answer them. See you all in a next video. Bye.